Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heavyweights of the Faith, brief biographies of great believers who changed the world.
Dietrich Bonhoeffer was born February 4th, 1906 in Wrocław, modern-day Poland, but was part of Germany at that time, to an upper-middle-class family. His father was a psychiatrist and neurologist, and his mother was the granddaughter of a Protestant theologian. It was not particularly a religious home, but Dietrich was a studious child and declared his intention to work for the church at age 14. At age 21, he completed a doctorate in theology from Humboldt University in Berlin, but unfortunately, the age requirement for ordination in the church was 25. So Dietrich Bonhoeffer accepted a teaching fellowship at New York City's Union Theological Seminary. While there, he was befriended by Frank Fisher, who brought him to Abyssian Baptist Church in Harlem, where Bonhoeffer was touched for the call for social justice and fell in love with African American spirituals. He claimed his time abroad turned his attention from phraseology to reality. Upon his return to Germany, Dietrich Bonhoeffer was ordained and became a priest and lecturer in Berlin in 1931. Just 2 years later, Hitler rose to power. In January 1933, Bonhoeffer gave a radio address criticizing Hitler and warning people not to be misled. In April, he called for the church to stand against the persecution of the Jews. In October, Bonhoeffer moved to London to pastor 2 German-speaking congregations and to garner support for church's resistance to Nazism. In May 1934, Bonhoeffer was influential in drafting and signing the Barmen Declaration, a document signed by a number of pastors insisting that Christ, not the German Hitler, were the head of the church. This document essentially founded the Confessing Church. Bonhoeffer then moved back to Germany to lead an underground seminary. While teaching about the Sermon on the Mount at the seminary, he wrote The Cost of Discipleship, a book calling for more faithful and radical obedience to Christ, rebuking comfortable Christianity. His seminary was then discovered and shut down by the regiment in October 1937. Bonhoeffer's book, titled Life Together, is a reflection on the Christian community he experienced at the underground seminary at Finkenwald. He later fled to New York, but returned to Germany within a few months, feeling that true discipleship demanded political resistance, and that to lead the church after the war ended, he would need to have endured suffering with them during the war. Having been a committed pacifist, Bonhoeffer was concerned that he might be drafted into the German army. So his brother-in-law recruited him into the German intelligence agency, claiming that Bonhoeffer's vast ecumenical connections would be an asset to the agency. He used traveling for the agency as a cover for rescuing Jews, but was arrested for this work in March of 1943. Bonhoeffer spent 18 months in Tegel prison, then was transferred to Buchwald before being taken to Flossenburg for execution after being convicted of involvement in a plot to assassinate Hitler. He was executed by hanging at Flossenburg concentration camp in Germany on April 9, 1945, just days before the American liberation of that POW camp. To this day, Dietrich Bonhoeffer is seen as a modern-day martyr. His books, The Cost of Discipleship and Life Together, are still widely read and are considered to be devotional classics. Dietrich Bonhoeffer stands as an example of a man committed to serving God rather than powerful men, no matter the consequences. His life and teachings are valuable resources for Christians interested in standing against injustice and Christians in need of encouragement to obey God no matter the cost.
Thank you to Compelling Truth for the use of their written biographies. Please visit compellingtruth.org for more information.